Today, I'm going to talk to you about photographic memory. The nurse steps in to check on the woman in the bed. She's barely visible, lying there somewhere beneath the tangled maze of ventilator and intravenous tubing. Above her, a fluorescent green blip dances its way across the screen of a monitor. Yellow numbers glow out readings of pulse, blood pressure, and oxygen saturation level. The room is filled with the low hiss of the ventilator motor. On the window ledge, an iPhone plays a soft playlist through a small Bluetooth speaker. But the woman in ICU bed number 5 does not notice it. She is sedated, deep under a propofol induced sleep, blissfully unconscious of the disease that is ravaging her body, that has ravaged her body. Now, only the chemical cocktail of the drugs dripping in her veins and the mechanical beat of the ventilator are forcing her life force into being a reluctant tenant in a body fast approaching the point of becoming a dwelling incompatible with life. So, when we talk about photographic memory, how many of you would like to read a passage like this and immediately remember all of it at all times? There is a method, and that method is what I want to teach today. It is an ancient method. You know, all the Vedic Pandits in India, they memorize long segments of Sanskrit verse using this method. This is how you can memorize it also. Let's go to this particular thing. Look at the first para. It is the first para has 4 sentences. This number 4 I put a little line here. Nurse steps in to check on the woman in the bed. She is barely visible, lying there somewhere beneath the tangled maze of ventilator and intravenous tubing. Above her, a fluorescent green blip dances its way across the screen of a monitor. Yellow numbers grow out. So like this. You got it? So now, if you go to the next, take the first sentence. The nurse steps in to check on the woman in the bed. The nurse steps in to check on the woman in the bed. She is barely visible, lying there somewhere beneath the tangled maze of ventilator and intravenous tubing. The nurse steps in to check on the woman in the bed. The nurse steps in to check on the woman in the bed. She is barely visible, lying there somewhere beneath the tangled maze of ventilator and intravenous tubing. Above her, a fluorescent green blip dances its way across the screen of a monitor. Yellow numbers glow out readings of pulse, blood pressure, and oxygen saturation level. She is barely visible, lying there somewhere beneath the tangled maze of ventilator and intravenous tubing. The room is filled with the low hiss of the ventilator motor. The nurse steps in to check on the woman in the bed. Above her, a fluorescent green blip dances its way across the screen of a monitor. Yellow numbers glow out readings of pulse, blood pressure, and oxygen saturation level. Above her, the fluorescent green blip dances its way across the screen of a monitor. The nurse steps in to check on the woman in the bed. The room is filled with the low hiss of the ventilator motor. What did I do? I jumbled up the sentences, right? But there is a pattern. The pattern is one, first sentence, second sentence, first sentence, second sentence, third sentence, second sentence, second sentence, third sentence, first sentence, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, then 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. You practice reading a passage like this. When you do this, By the end of reading one passage once like this, then you start and you'll read the whole passage from top to bottom without looking at the book. This is how you develop photographic memory. When you do it for the first time, you'll do it slowly. Obviously, it'll take more time. But as you get very good at it, you will be able to read passages super fast and memorize 80% of it on a single pass. A single pass is reading it from beginning to end and being able to remember 80% of it. This is practice. You know what happens is in your mind, in your brain, when you read one sentence, a set of neurons are being activated. Boom. All right. Then you read the next sentence, another set of neurons get activated. Then you read the first sentence again, the same. Then you read the second, and then the third, then the second, and the first, like that. So you keep bouncing and activating groups of neurons in your brain. And it is always in the same 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, like that. All right. And this pattern of neuronal activation will automatically boost your memory. And you will get incredible memory power this way. So obviously, right now, if you go and start spending all your time doing this, you are going to neglect your studies. Don't do that way. But every day, you take one passage and spend about 5 minutes. So before you start, you take that passage, put it on a piece of paper with a pencil, mark out the sentence, the beginning and the end point of the sentence. At every full stop, draw a line, a vertical line. Okay? Then number the sentence 1, 2, 3, and then start reading in this pattern. You got it? You read first sentence, then second sentence and third sentence, then first sentence and third sentence, like that. You keep bouncing it back. And if you do this several times, just that passage for 5 minutes, then you go on and do the rest of your work, like the way you know, always do your homework, always do your own whatever, it doesn't matter. That's not a problem. But go back and always spend 5 minutes practicing this. Do your 5-minute breathing exercise. Remember, I talked to you first. Paying attention to your breathing. Do that for 5 minutes. Then do this for 5 minutes. And then go on with the rest of your day. Within 1 year, all of you will have photographic memory. You will be able to read anything on a single time and you will acquire 80% retention. And the more you do this, it is like sharpening a knife. The more you sharpen it, the sharper it becomes. All right? That's just the way. It's like a muscle. You develop the muscle, pumping up and down. All right? This is what you need to develop when you go through your school and college. All right? Anyone who acquires this technique will become unbeatable, no matter what you do. Got it? So, I'm going to quickly recap. Today is going to be a quick, short meeting. That is, I'm going to recap everything we talked about last week because we didn't record it. And it started with a question that Prapti asked me. How do you find out what you're really made to do in life? How do you find the inner core of you? And I mentioned last week that 80% of the world are unhappy with their life. And about 20% are happy all over the world. The same problem. 80% don't feel any satisfaction in what they do. 20% are fully satisfied. And the thing you want to do is you want to be in that 20%. You don't want to be in that 80%. And the only way to be in that 20% is to do this. Shakespeare captured this very well in this passage. Tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to day to the last syllable of recorded time, and all our yesterdays have lighted fools the way to dusty death. Out, out, brief candle, life's but a walking shadow, a poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage and then is heard no more. It's a tale told by an idiot full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. 80% live like this, tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow, creeping along in this petty pace to the last syllable of recorded time. You don't want your life to end up like this. This passage comes from the play Macbeth, and Macbeth, in the last part of his life when he is going to die, is laments this. He says, "My whole life has been wasted in this petty pace." And the reason for this is we all acquire knowledge by acquiring facts, ideas, knowledge, skills, and expertise. And this comprises the universe of our brain. But this, we think that if we get this, we will be happy. This is not the substance of happiness. What makes you happy is having a purpose and a goal that is directed towards service of people and the needs that they have. If you don't know these four things, what is your purpose, what is your goal, who you serve, and what they need, you will not go to the 20%. You will acquire a lot of skill and knowledge, but you will remain unhappy because you won't know what all your knowledge and expertise is in service of. Without these four things, purpose, goal, who you serve, and what they need, you cannot be happy. Right now, you are in school in this knowledge acquisition phase. But if you think that that is all that you are going to get, you will fail because you will go here and then you will go and take a job where somebody else will determine the purpose and the goal and who you serve and what they need, and that somebody else will make you work for that somebody's purpose and that somebody's goal, not your goal and your purpose. Do you get it? This is critical. Without knowing this, you cannot get to that 20% of happiness. So a life without purpose has the same thing. It has a lack of integrity, a lack of authenticity, and a lack of a commitment to an idea or a goal that is bigger than yourself. And I mentioned this last week, and there's only one thing that defines integrity, authenticity, and a commitment, and that is purpose. And that is the answer to this question: what do I do? Who do I serve? Sorry, who am I? What do I do? Who do I serve? What do they need, and how do they change? Of these five things, this pentagon of purpose, who am I and what I do are internal to you. These three things are external to you. Who I serve, what do they need, and how do they change? So you need to answer these five questions. And the answer is ridiculously simple. Who you are is simply what you say you are. Ariana, when I ask you, who am I, can you just tell me your name?
Yes, my name is Ariana.
All right. So, Sharanya, come off mic.
Yes, sir.
Who are you?
So I am Sharanya.
Sri Pranav, who are you?
Sir, I'm Sri Pranav.
Alicia, who are you?
I'm Alicia.
That's it. So, it's as simple as that. Who you are is simply what you say you are. If you say that I am a person without confidence, then that is who you become. If you say that I am a person with weak memory, that is who you are. If you say who you say is who you are all your life, who you are is precisely the language of your speech. It's unbelievably simple. People think that who you are is something magical that seems to descend from the heaven like some big ton of bricks. Guess what? Nothing defines it. It is just your word that defines who you are. What you do is what you decide your life is going to be. In a conversation earlier with one person, they were talking about who they were was this person who doubts their own ability and they wanted to acquire confidence. And we were talking about how they can explore this universal problem of thinking that you are not good enough. We all have it. Everyone in the world thinks that they are not good enough. Here's the little secret. You are good if you say you are good. If you say you are not good enough, you become not good enough. As simple as that. So when you say, I am good at this, the next thing you have to do is prove it. People are afraid to prove their word true. So they say, I am not good enough. The reason why you shoot for small goals is because you feel that you cannot do the big goal. You shoot for a big goal, you stumble and you fall, and you immediately think that that is what you will always do. You don't think of your failure as a time dependent thing. You don't think that I failed this time. You say that I failed now and therefore I will always fail. Well, guess what? That always fail was something that you created. It did not actually happen. What really happened was you failed this time. So the only thing that is true is that you failed this time, not that you will fail tomorrow, because tomorrow is not here yet. We will see tomorrow when tomorrow comes whether you fail. Why do you want to determine that you won't be good enough tomorrow just because you are not good enough today? So this is critical for you to go back and have purpose and a goal. You realize if you always doubt your word, you will not have purpose and goal, because you will start with a purpose. You will say, my purpose is to help people be confident. My goal is to write out methods and strategies how people can become confident. So those are two statements that you made. Now you have to prove those statements true. And you will try to do that and you will make a mistake and you'll fall. When you fall, you'll say, oh, I can never prove the statement. That last statement, I can never prove, is not true. That's a lie. Because you don't know tomorrow. You only know today. Right? Yes or no? Nod your head if you agree. So this is what every person who fails in the world does this. They shoot themselves. They commit suicide. This is actually like shooting yourself, right? Nod your head if that is true. See, that is exactly what you're doing. When you say, I can't do this, you are actually shooting it, because what you have to do is, once you say that I'm going to do something, let's say you want to say, I want to memorize this passage. Dr. Iyer showed me this method, this technique, 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3. All right, I'm going to try it. So you try it the first time, you stumble, you make a mistake, and then you say, oh, you know what, it's too hard. I can't do it. I'll never be able to do it. That last part, all you did was you did the first time and you stumbled. So you get up and do it again a second time. You'll stumble less, right? So this, the first question, who am I and what do I do, is entirely your statement. So this is what I said. Who am I is internal. What do I do is internal. What is external is who do I serve, what do they need, and how do they change. Your entire life is your statement, your word. The beginning, the middle, and the end is your word. What you say is who you are. What your life is your word. There is no simpler way and more direct way to put it. This is who you are. This is how it works. All right? And if you go down further, your life is your word. What is integrity? Integrity is your word. Authenticity is when you are being your word, is authenticity. See, integrity is an internal statement. If you say, I am a person with photographic memory, that is a statement, and your integrity is your word. Now, your word, when you bring it in your action, that I am a person with photographic memory, and you start behaving like a person with photographic memory, then you're being your word. And then other people look at you and say, man, he is what he says he is. Sri Pranav says that he is a man with photographic memory, and he is a man with photographic memory. So that means he is authentic. Then Sri Pranav goes out and tells, hey, you are my best friend. I'm going to teach you how to be a person with photographic memory. And that is Sri Pranav being your word, his word, in the service of his best friend. And in this way, he not only is Sri Pranav capable of memorizing passages on the first read, he makes his friend also and they both together succeed, which is better than Sri Pranav succeeding alone. In life, when you succeed alone, you are actually a loser. Never, ever win alone in life. Remember that. If you want to win and be a winner in life, make sure that other people win with you. Why do you think I am doing all this today? I've already won all I wanted to do. I don't want to win alone. I want all of you to win with me. Because when we win together, we create a world that is identical to our word. Each one of you is going to create a different world with a different flavor, a different color, and a different form and shape than I could ever do. But together, I get to, if you were to create that world, you think I won't have a place in it? I will enjoy it just as much as you do. Right? So it is to my advantage to make other people win with me, because each one of them will go out and create a world which will have a place for me too. That is why you need to win together. When your life is your word, then what happens is you get resources, they show up for you. And automatically you will develop the ability to get up from every time life knocks you down, circumstances don't go the way you want, you'll be able to get up because you will be your word. You will realize that your word is only as long as you say it. The minute you stop saying your word, your life stops happening. See, only when I say that I am a person with photographic memory can I be a person with photographic memory. The minute I stop saying I am a person with photographic memory, I stop being it. The minute you stop saying that I am a person with confidence, you stop being a person with confidence. See, between saying and doing is only a small step, but between not saying and saying is a huge step. See, between not saying it and saying it is a huge leap. When you take that leap, then from there to doing it is like that. You get it? The problem is people sit here in not say it and they look at doing and they forget the bridge saying. They think that, oh, I have to suddenly become the doer before I say it. It is only by saying, Aryana is smiling because she suddenly, it's, 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 it's clicking something in your head, right? Yeah, it is ridiculously simple. Right, Alicia? Yeah, it is so simple. When your life is your word, automatically resources, tools come. Like just think about it. You created a word, right? The word was, I am going to start attending Education Beyond Borders lectures. Saturday morning, I'm going to take the trouble, or Saturday evening, I'm going to take the trouble and remember to log on and listen to this guy. That's a statement you made. And because of that, guess what? Today you learned how to get photographic memory. Now, the ability to get photographic memory is a resource. This resource would never have come to you if you did not say in the first place. What was the saying? The saying was, I'm going to attend EBB. And like that, everything in life happens that way. When you say something, automatically the resources related to that speech begins to show up in your life. It's not magic. Well, you can call it magic if you want. It is because all of us are powerful creators. We create life through our language. The problem is we create the negative life. We create the have not life. Oh, I have not this. I don't have this. I don't have this. I don't have this. I create the not enough life. Not enough time, not enough brains, not enough good looks, not enough friends, not enough love, not enough money, not enough wealth, not enough health. We create the not enough life by our speech. All I need, people talk about, oh, Dale Carnegie's power of positive thinking, positive speech. Guess what? This is speech. What your speech is neither positive nor negative, but your speech is always powerful. each one of us have enormous power. We have the power of the universe in our tongue. What we say happens. Can you believe that, walking through life, knowing that what you say happens? You don't think that, right? But look at the evidence I'm giving you. Whatever you say is what happens, right? Except that what you are saying is always the negative. I can't do this. I can't do this. I'm not good enough. That other person is better. When you say the other person is better, what makes that other person better, right? And in doing so, you have already shot yourself. How about saying that I am equal and I will make the other person equal or better? And by making him better, I become better. See, this is just simple. And immediately the power becomes available. And when that happens, when you say like that, resources begin to come. And because of resources, what happens is when you stumble, you recognize that, oh, you stumbled because of a slight disconnect between your speech and execution. Because execution is also speech. It is the same speech. I'll tell you how execution stumbles. I start by saying, I'm going to memorize this and I'm going to read one sentence, read second sentence, read third sentence. Suddenly my mind is reading some other mental thought. Some other mental thought it read. As a result, you forget this, what you read here. So what was the break in the saying? You broke the saying by saying this line and then suddenly saying something else. That other thought is saying something else. People think that thinking is not saying, thinking is saying. Thinking is speech. Just because it didn't come out in sound doesn't mean that you didn't say it. Just because you say it inside your head does not mean that you did not say it. The minute you say it in your head, it becomes real. You know why? Because we live inside our head. So resilience is stumbling and going back to saying your speech. And reserve is the ability to keep saying speech that you committed to without getting tired. When the rest of the world stops saying, you still say it. So everything is your word. So that's all for today. 9:39, exactly 39 minutes into the talk. I promised we'll finish it in 30 minutes. I went overshot by 9 minutes, which is, in my opinion, extremely good. We'll stop the share. Thank you everyone for coming. It was a great meeting. It was really, really good. Thank you, Ariana, for managing the meeting room and letting people in as they came in. All right. The next class will not be for a month because I got the feedback from everyone that everyone is having a lot of pressure with a lot of, thank you, Shri Pranav, you're welcome. And I got the message that everyone is under a lot of pressure with deadlines and homework and other things and finding it hard to dedicate time. So from now on, the classes, these lectures are going to be 30 minutes, tight and compressed. So it's going to start right on time at 9 a.m. If you have any friends that you want, 9 a.m. US time, 6:30 p.m. India time, if you have friends that you want to actually make sure that they don't miss it, make sure that you message them and remind them. to come. Otherwise, they will miss out because the lecture is going to be 30 minutes and I won't have time to redo everything. This one, I read it because, um, we forgot to record. And I'm glad I read it because I was able to give you an extra bit about how to memorize. And obviously, the rest of you all will have to listen to it and watch it on the replay. I've recorded it. It'll be on YouTube at EB conferences at YouTube. I'll put the link here in the chat for everyone. If you go to YouTube and type at EBB conferences, you will get it. All right. At the at the rate of sign EBB conferences, it'll be there on YouTube. Okay. You will also be able to watch it on the playlist on my website, on my other channel on YouTube, which is at Dr. Iyer MD. That is the second channel on YouTube, and the last part is my website that you guys can follow and get to hear about everything else that I also do. And so these three things, write it down and save it. It'll be helpful for you as a resource. Okay? Have a great Saturday and Sunday. Enjoy, make sure you have fun. Practice your 5 minutes of breath watching, 5 minutes of memory improvement. Bye-bye.